Uh, Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Murali from India. Today, I am going to cover a topic called vestibulocochlear nerve aplasia and dysplasia. See, these things are very important. This topic is very important in cochlear implant surgery. In oblique sagittal view, in MRI, we will observe these nerves. So I want to make this topic very simple. See with the line diagram. See, in first type 1 is vestibulocochlear nerve aplasia. That means a single circle. This means single circle means facial nerve. There is no vestibulocochlear nerve. This is simple single circle. Next is, this is how we see in oblique sagittal view in internal auditory canal in MRI. So only facial nerve is seen. Next is facial nerve and vestibulocochlear nerve. Facial nerve and vestibulocochlear nerve, which means in this vestibular nerve is there and the cochlear nerve is there. This is vestibulocochlear nerve dysplasia. So we call it as vestibulocochlear nerve dysplasia, the second one. So this is type 2 starts from here. Next is facial nerve and superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve. Facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve. This is type 2 vestibulocochlear nerve dysplasia. This is type 1 vestibulocochlear nerve dysplasia. What is type 3? Facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve and small cochlear nerve. That means facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve, smaller cochlear nerve. Smaller means smaller than facial nerve and superior vestibular and inferior nerve. What is the normal? Normal is facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve and larger cochlear nerve. Larger means larger than in diameter, larger than facial nerve and superior vestibular nerve and inferior nerve. So cochlear nerve is larger than facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve. This is normal. So in oblique sagittal view, if only facial nerve is seen and no vestibulocochlear nerve is seen, it is type 1 vestibulocochlear nerve aplasia. There is no vestibulocochlear nerve. Here there is no point of cochlear implant. Directly we have to do auditory brainstem implant. Now these three diagrams, the first one is type 2 vestibulocochlear nerve dysplasia 1. In type 2 again first one. In type 2 vestibulocochlear nerve dysplasia 2. Second type. Second variation. Type 2 vestibulocochlear nerve third variation. So here if you understand this diagram, simple facial nerve. Next facial nerve, vestibulocochlear nerve. Facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve. This vestibulocochlear nerve divides into superior and inferior. And facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve and smaller cochlear nerve. Here there is no point of cochlear implantation. Here some surgeons say that cochlear nerve fibers may pass through this, so there is little bit benefit with the cochlear implantation. And how to evaluate preoperative, that we will discuss in another lecture. That is by EABR they will do all these things. Transtympanic ABR. They will assess whether the cochlear nerve is there or not. And it's a separate big topic. I will explain later. And this one again limited outcomes, because some surgeons may think that cochlear nerve may pass through superior vestibular nerve or inferior vestibular nerve or something like that. So limited outcomes. Here cochlear nerve is smaller, so the outcomes are definitely lower than normal cochlear nerve. So the same explanation now I am showing in this literature. See this one, vestibulocochlear nerve aplasia and dysplasia. Type 1, vestibulocochlear nerve aplasia. Aplasia means there is no vestibulocochlear nerve. Here cochlear implant is not advised. In type 2 vestibulocochlear nerve dysplasia, under that 1, 2, 3. No need to remember this whole, no need to mug up or remember these things. You remember this diagram in order. First facial nerve, next facial nerve and vestibulocochlear nerve, next facial nerve, vestibulocochlear nerve divides into superior vestibular nerve and inferior vestibular nerve, and next facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular, and smaller cochlear nerve. Similarly, undivided under 1 undivided vestibulocochlear nerve, that is this one. Here cochlear implant may provide no or limited benefit. Cochlear implant may provide no or limited benefit, because some surgeons say that cochlear nerve fibers may go through this vestibulocochlear nerve. Here absent cochlear branch, which means vestibulocochlear nerve divides into superior and inferior vestibular branch without identifiable cochlear branch. That means this one. Here again cochlear branch is not identified. Clinical relevance is limited outcomes. That means even though there is no cochlear nerve here, some surgeons may think that some fibers of the cochlear nerve may pass through this superior vestibular nerve or inferior vestibular nerve, like here. Again, hypoplastic cochlear nerve branch. That means vestibulocochlear nerve divides into 4 branches. Vestibulocochlear nerve normally divides into 4 branches, but it has reduced caliber. Cochlear branch is reduced caliber. Sorry, I think here it is wrongly written. Vestibulocochlear nerve normally divided into 3 branches: superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve, and cochlear nerve. So here hypoplastic cochlear branches, hypoplastic cochlear branch. So here hypoplastic. Normally it is larger than all the 3 nerves. Cochlear nerve is larger than all the 3 nerves. This view is oblique sagittal view in MRI. So here again expected outcome is lower than that of the implanted patients. This vestibulocochlear nerve abnormalities are associated with abnormal labyrinth or normal labyrinth. We don't need to remember. Remember this diagram. This is very simple, in order. Diagram is in order, very simple. Now let us correlate the real picture. See, this is sagittal oblique view. Sagittal oblique MRI. So this one is only facial nerve is seen. Here facial nerve and vestibulocochlear nerve is seen. Here facial nerve and vestibulocochlear divided into supervestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve. And here facial nerve, supervestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve and hypoplastic cochlear nerve. Now compare this with the line diagrams. Here only facial nerve is seen. See, only facial nerve is seen. Here only facial nerve is seen. Here only facial nerve is seen. Here facial nerve and vestibulocochlear nerve. Facial nerve and vestibulocochlear nerve. Here facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve. Here facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve, hypoplastic cochlear nerve. See. See. Type 1 vestibulocochlear nerve, Aplasia. No vestibulocochlear nerve. Type 2 vestibulocochlear nerve, Dysplasia with undivided eighth nerve. Undivided vestibulocochlear nerve. Again, C. Type 2 vestibulocochlear nerve, Dysplasia. This is also Dysplasia. Type 2 is Dysplasia. Type 1 is Aplasia. So, type 2 vestibulocochlear nerve, Dysplasia with undivided eighth nerve. This is type 2. Undivided vestibulocochlear nerve. This is type 2 vestibulocochlear dysplasia with absent cochlear branch. Absent cochlear branch. Here there is no cochlear branch. There is no cochlear nerve. Type 2 vestibulocochlear dysplasia with hypoplastic cochlear branch. Hypoplastic cochlear branch. Same. Normal is like this. Facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve and larger cochlear nerve, larger than all these three nerves, or you can say larger than facial nerve. So if you remember this simple line diagram, it is very simple. Finally I am going to say no need to remember type 1, type 2 also. Simple, this diagram you draw repeatedly 2 to 3 times, you will understand. Single circle, facial nerve. 2 circles, facial nerve and vestibulocochlear. 3 circles, facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve. 4 circles, facial nerve, superior vestibular nerve, inferior vestibular nerve and smaller cochlear nerve. Normal is 4 circles with larger cochlear nerve. This is very simple way to remember. Thank you.